Okay, let us begin with a prayer. I will sing two prayers because these prayers are very appropriate for today's topic. I don't sing very well, so pardon me if I go out of tune. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhu shasakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam Tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Oh God and Gurus, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my brother, you are my friend, you are my intellect and memory. You are my wealth, you are everything to me. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhavat karomi yat yat sakalam parasmai narayanaye ti samarpayami Narayanaye ti samarpayami Srimat Narayanaye ti samarpayami. Whatever activities I do with my body, with my speech, with my mind, with my sense organs, with my intellect, and with my natural tendencies, I offer all my activities to Supreme Almighty Lord. I bow to Supreme Almighty Lord. I bow to all the saints and sages. I bow to the lineage of Kriya Yoga masters. And I bow to my gurus, Baba Hariharanandji, my Gurudev, and my Guruji, Baba Pragyananandaji. And last but not the least, I bow to the power of God abiding within you all. Today's topic is Navadha Bhakti, 9 steps on the path of love. We are born in the image of God, and God is infinite. God is infinite consciousness. God is formless. God is peace and calmness. God is pure divine love. And God is joy, happiness, and bliss for eternity. As we are born in the image of God, we also want joy and happiness, bliss for eternity. But we do not know how to get that. We try to find it from the worldly objects, but that happiness is only temporary. So in order to find that joy and happiness for eternity, we need to develop supreme divine love, because God is supreme divine love. There are many ways to find God, but the path of bhakti, supreme divine love, surrender to God, is the easiest. Even Patanjali, his book, Yoga Sutra Patanjali, is the book of yoga and meditation. But even in his book, he is emphasizing Ishvara Pranidhana, love and surrender to God, much more or many more times than the word yoga itself in the entire Yoga Sutra. You can find some beautiful sequence in that book. This is Ishvara Pranidhanat. Just 1 second. He says Ishvara Pranidhanat, Samadhi can be attained through surrender. Tapaha, then in verse number 2.1, he says Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is the integration of Tapa, means discipline, Swadhyaya, study of scripture or study of the self, and Ishvara Pranidhana means love and surrender to God. So Kriya Yoga is the integration of all these three. Then in verse number 232, he says, Saucha, Santosa, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani, Niyamaha. He says, purity, contentment, discipline, study of the self, and love and surrender to God are the niyamas, means they are the self-observations. Again, here he is using the word Ishvara Pranidhanani. In verse number 245, he says, Samadhi Siddhi Ishvara Pranidhanat. Through surrender to God, one can attain the perfection in Samadhi. So from all this sequence, above sequence, one thing is very clear, that one should intensify his love and surrender to God in order to reach the perfection of Samadhi. So, to find that everlasting joy and happiness, to find God, we have to develop that love. But how to develop that love? We all love, we have love, but our love is conditional love. Our love is self-centered love. So we have to transform our limited love into pure, infinite divine love, in the supreme divine love, in devotion. So it takes time to transform our selfish love. So we have to have some lessons to do that. So how to transform our love into supreme divine love is the topic of today's talk. So there was one lady, one girl, whose name was Sabri. When she became young, beautiful woman, her marriage was fixed. On the day of marriage, to prepare the feast, they were killing animals and cooking meat. When she saw that, she didn't like it and she ran away. And after running away, she reached to the hermitage of one sage. She went there, she stayed with the sage in the hermitage. She started cleaning the hermitage, cooking food for him, and she started serving him. The sage was very happy with her, but when time came for the sage to leave his body, he told her that Lord Rama will come to you one day in his physical body. And then he died. Now Sabri had tremendous faith in the sage. So she believed in him that Rama will come one day. So to prepare for that, every day she would clean the hermitage, clean the pathway to hermitage. She will prepare food for Rama. And she was doing this day after day, month after month, year after year. And in this way, many, many years passed and she became an old lady. But she did not leave her hope. She knew that Rama will come one day. She had that faith, and she waited with lots of patience for Rama to come. Then one day, Rama appeared to her hermitage, and seeing her patience, he taught her 9 steps on the path of love. He taught her how to develop, how to perceive supreme divine love. And so these 9 steps, which are called Navadha Bhakti on the path of love, are beautifully narrated by Sant Tulsidas in Ramcharitamanas, which is the scripture. So the very first step is to keep the company of saints and sages. Our minds are polluted, they are not pure. From so many past lifetimes, because of our desires, ambitions, because of our desire for many objects, we have many impurities. So we need some holy person or God as master who is compassionate, who is peaceful, whose heart is full of love to guide us and help us on our path. They can kindle and nurture the flame of pure divine love within us. Even the presence of holy person is blessing in itself. And the purifying influence of the presence of Divine Master cannot be overemphasized. I remember about 36, 37 years ago, when I was 30-year-old, my life was, I was having many problems in my life. I didn't know what to do about it. And then a friend of mine gave me a book, Autobiography of a Yogi, written by Paramahansa Yoganandaji. And when I started reading the book, and when I was reading the book, I felt so much love coming from Yoganandaji that tears were rolling down my cheeks. And after reading that book, I had a strong desire to learn Kriya Yoga. So in that sense, Yoganandaji inspired me, encouraged me to learn Kriya Yoga. So in that sense, Yoganandaji was my first guru. And then I learned Kriya Yoga from Gurudev and later from Guruji. So they are my other gurus. So they have very powerful purifying influence on us. One can develop supreme divine love just by being in the presence of God as Master. Now, I can narrate to you a little story about Narada. See, Narada, he was, when he was a young boy, his father died. So he didn't got any love from his father. His mother, the burden of or responsibility of taking care of the family, herself and her son, and maintaining their life came on her. So she was working very hard all day long. And then she would come home very late in the night. So Narada, there's a little boy, he was very young and he was all alone. So one day he met some monks. So he liked those monks because they were very divine and pure. So he was going to their place. He will clean the place. He will help get the food for them, prepare and helping them in many ways and serving them. So the monks were very pleased with him, and they were sharing their food with him. And Narada became very fond of these monks. But then after the monsoon season was over, it was the time for them to leave. So Narada wanted to go with them, but they knew that he had an old divine mother. So they told him that you cannot go with them. He has to take care of his divine mother, his mother. So Narada reluctantly stayed back with his mother, but his heart was with those monks. But then happened one day. It so happened one day that while milking a cow, uh, her mother died of snake bite. Narada was very sad losing his mother, but his heart was with those monks, so he wanted to go stay with those monks. So, depending on God, leaving everything to God, surrendering to God, he went out in search for those monks. And then he found those monks, he stayed with them, and he would listen to them praying, he will watch them meditating, he will listen to them, their discourse, and he developed tremendous supreme divine love just by their company. And he wrote a book, Narada Bhakti Sutra, which is the book of supreme divine love. And that book has inspired and encouraged many people. So first thing is to develop the supreme divine love is to keep the company of saints and sages. Gurudev Baba Hariranji used to say, I remember, used to say, that moment's company of godless master can help you cross the worldly ocean. And Baba Lahiri Mahashaya, he was also recommending to be in the physical company of godless masters at least 2 times a year, each time 3 to 5 days. So it is very important to be in the company of saints and sages. So whenever we have some time available, we should try our best to be in their physical company. Their mere presence will help us to develop this love. Otherwise, on our own, it is not that easy. Okay, then the second step is listen to story of those who have experienced this supreme divine love. Just by being in the presence, not really even presence, but just listening to the story of their pure divine love, listening to the story of the pure divine love, we can develop love for us, for God. And these are the pure souls who know absolute divine love. So I can tell you one story about, because the love of gopis for Lord Krishna is quite known to many people, because gopis love Lord Krishna a lot. So the story goes that one day Lord Krishna had a severe headache, and his headache was becoming more and more severe. So people wanted to help him. So, and they want to help him. So they asked him how they can help. So Lord Krishna said that there is one way his headache can go away. And that is that if you can find the dust from the feet of his devotee and apply on his forehead, his headache will go away. Now, in those days, there was a belief that if we use the dust from the feet and apply on the headache of Lord Krishna, then that person will go to hell. So when they heard this from Lord Krishna, everybody became calm and everybody became quiet, because nobody wanted to go to hell. So Krishna's headache started becoming more and more acute. So this thing or this story went to gopis in Vrindavana. When they heard about Lord Krishna's problem, they said in chorus that if taking the dust from our feet and applying on the forehead of Lord Krishna can cure his headache, then we'll be very happy to go to hell and suffer there. So this was the love, pure divine love for Lord Krishna. So now the third step is service to God without a trace of ego. So for those of us who are walking on the path of love, the journey becomes easier when there is a friend on the way. Now Upanishads state that those who have walked on the path of love, they can alert, caution, and guide their followers. So there was a teacher, and he had two disciples. So one day the teacher tells his disciple, there are two ways to reach the hermitage. One way is very easy way. There are not many obstructions, but it is a longer way to reach the hermitage. Another way is a shorter way, but it is very treacherous way, full of obstacles and obstructions. So which way you will like to reach the hermitage? Both the disciples immediately said that we will choose the shorter way, which is full of obstacles. Because if our guru, our teacher, Vishwamitra, he is with us, why should we take a longer way? We will get help and guidance from him and we will take a shorter way. So that guru was Vishwamitra, and those two disciples were Ram and Lakshman. So if we can serve our guru with full from the bottom of our heart, then our path of love becomes much easier, and we can develop that love just by serving our master. The fourth step, seeing the glory of God and become free from hypocrisy. Narada in his aphorism says that just by singing and listening to the glory of God, one can attain God. The Upanishad states that those, life. So Sri Narada said that just by singing and listening to the glory of God, one can attain Supreme Lord. Now, life without devotion and experience of love can be very miserable. When one goes into deep state of meditation, many divine qualities develop spontaneously. Now, he says to sing the glory of God. Is it really necessary to sing the glory of God? God really needs our praise? But really, God does not need our praise. God is all merciful, but just by singing, the pure divine love develops in our heart. So that singing brings more love from within our heart. So prayer also comes under this category. Prayer is the expression of love for God through words. In the prayers, we should not ask for things. Love does not beg. Love demands nothing. Now God is constantly singing, the uninterrupted divine sound. So that is singing continuously years. Why he's doing that? So that to make our restless mind tranquil, calm, peaceful. So we should, during the meditation, we should also, when we are meditating, we should try to listen to that inner divine sound and then sing back, expressing our love. You can just simply say, "Oh God, whatever little love I have as your child, I am giving it to you through my prayer and through my song." Whenever our mind becomes restless, when we feel depression, we can sing the glory of God. We can sing it loud. All negative thoughts can be overpowered through this means. And we can grow in love and devotion. Now the fifth step, chanting the name of God with firm belief and faith. Now many religions practice chanting as spiritual discipline. The Hindus, Muslims, Christians, they all use rosary and prescribe chanting as spiritual practice. Chanting in Sanskrit called japa. There are three types of japa. One is Vaikhari japa. In this Vaikhari japa, the mantra is chanted out loud so it is audible. And second one is Upamsu japa. Here, the japa, we are chanting so that hardly any sound is coming out, just like a whisper. The third one is Manasika japa, which mantra is chanted mentally. Each step is more powerful than the previous step. The mental chanting needs tremendous concentration. Yogis say that there is one mantra which is chanted by all, and that is called Ajapa Gayatri or Ajapa Japa. Breath is Ajapa, unchanted mantra. Now the chanting should be coordinated with breathing. When we observe our breath, it is also chanting. Now, Saint Kabir, he said that when the rosary is moving in our hand, mind is, the tongue
I don't
is.
have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
Oh God. Okay, so he says that when the rosary is moving in our hand, when tongue is rolling in the mouth, and when the mind is roaming all over in different directions, if we chant like this, that is not chanting, that is not japa. We should be concentrating in our japa. So japa, chanting, is one powerful way of controlling the mind and go deeper into meditation and pursue the divine love. Now, the sixth step, which is says regular your lifestyle and follow a specific ideal. To to have discipline and self-control, because we have to regulate our life, so to have discipline and self-control, not to engage in too many activities. And following our dharma is the sixth step on the path of love. The spiritual path is slippery. In the Katha Upanishad says that the spiritual path is described as sharp razor's edge. We need to exercise a lot of discipline and self-control to be successful. In the path of love, Rama says that the self-control depends upon our achara, means habit, or vichara, how we think. So it depends on how we think and how our all habits. Now there are two ways to control the mind. One is through prayer and meditation. The second one is using our mind and senses to love God and to serve God. And Gnan Sankalini Tantra says that our mind can be very useful if we know how to regulate it. So one is to prayer and meditation, another way is to offer our mind and our senses in the service of God and loving God. So we should not be engrossed into too many activities. We should perform our duties towards our family and towards the society without neglecting the evolution of ourselves. We should take care of our body with proper food, exercise, and proper rest, because we have to regulate our life if we want to perceive and develop the supreme divine law. So when we analyze how we spend our time, we will realize that how little time we spend on our spiritual evolution compared to other activities. Most of the time is spent in the activities of lower three chakras of money, sex, and food. But we should not forget our divinity while earning money, enjoying sexually, or eating food. We should remain established into soul consciousness and dedicate all our activities to God. But how can we do that? How can we remain in the soul center and perform all the activities and dedicate to God? See, when we earn money, because we have to keep in mind that we need money to sustain ourselves, to support our families, sustain our life, we need money. But we should be very careful not to get attached to money. We should remember that we have come to this world empty-handed and we have to leave without money with us. We have to leave the money behind us. So we have to keep this little thought in our mind and try not to be attached to money. So that way, if we do like this, then we will be remaining in the soul center. Always try to observe the breath doing any activity. When we are enjoying sexually, people enjoy sexually, You have to remember that there are different types of people. There are some people who enjoy with many partners. So when we see these kind of people, we should not keep any contempt or any hatred or towards these people or bad feeling towards these people. Well, we have to understand that where they are coming from. They, as with everybody, they also want to become happy and they want love. But because of the ignorance, they try to find love this way and they get disappointed. So always keep sympathy towards these people. If there are there's a have a relationship with only one partner, then through mutual understanding, that should exercise moderation in sexual activity. Because you have to remember one thing, that sexual energy is very powerful. And in sexual activity, this energy is dissipated. And we have to, in order to experience the supreme divine love, you have to transform this sexual energy into spiritual energy. So moderation in sexual activity is very important. But at the same time, we have to remember that God wants to continue. He has a desire to continue his creation, and he has given sexual desire to everybody. So we should not try to suppress our sexual desire. At the same time, we should not overindulge into sexual. Keep the moderation activity, and at the same time observe our breath whenever we can. We should try to observe all the time. It takes time. Moderation in sexual activities, then by the grace of God, and keep praying to God and Gurus. Oh God, I want to attain the supreme divine love, but it is not easy for me to become free from this sexual activity. I need your help. Guide me, help me, show me the way to transform my sexual energy into spiritual energy. And have patience. As we develop spiritually, as we grow spiritually, slowly and gradually, we will develop spiritually and start becoming free from sexual activities. But this should be done in coordination with your partner. Then eating food. How most of the people eat food. I have seen many people while eating food, on one hand they are eating food, on the other hand they have book or some kind of a magazine or newspaper, they are reading that. Nowadays people have, in another hand, cell phone and looking into the cell phone while eating food. So we should not do this. We should keep our focus of mind in the food that we are eating. We should feel the taste of the food, and at the same time, try to watch the breath. Keep the thought in the mind, oh God, you have given me the sense organ to taste food and feel the delicious food in my taste. And because you are breathing, I can enjoy the food. If you are not breathing, I cannot enjoy the food. So keep that in your mind while eating food and pray to God with a praying attitude, watching the breath, try to eat the food. So this is how we should do the activities in all the chakras, but keeping our mind into soul center and keeping our mind in the soul center and do that. Now, okay, let me see. Okay, then in this verse, he also says that follow a specific ideal. So we should follow our chosen ideal. It can be our master, whom we love and who can inspire us. Who can inspire us? We can try to emulate him. We can try to model our life upon their lives. We can try to serve them, and we can try to follow his teaching in our life. Now, God is infinite. God is formless. So he sends his prophets, realized masters, incarnations of God, to help us and guide us on our spiritual path. So our path becomes easier when we have guide or mentor on our spiritual path. Arjuna loved Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna was his friend as well as his guide. So he followed the teaching of Lord Krishna. He was scolded, he was chastised by Lord Krishna, but he did not forget Lord Krishna. Even in his sleep, he did not forget him. So we should follow our teacher, his teachings, assimilate those teachings in our life, then it will be easier to follow the path of love. Now, the seventh step, oh God, I think we are running out of time. So it is already 11:45 here in Eastern time. So I think we have 3 steps are left. Step number 7, which says perceive God's presence pervading the universe. To accept the saint greater than Rama, greater than me, Rama. Then the step number 8 is always be happy and content. And even while you dream, do not blame or find fault with others. And number 9 is to be pure and simple, fully dependent on God, always cheerful and devoid of narrowness. So these are the 3 more steps I have to cover, and there is no time for that. And it will take time to cover these 3 steps because they are very important steps on the path of love. So I will continue these 3 steps during the next talk because it will take time to finish these 3 steps. So now let us do the meditation for 15 minutes. It will be a general meditation for all. So please sit straight. Keep your spine straight. Close your eyes. Concentrate between the 2 eyebrows. About 2 to 3 inches inside your head, between the 2 eyebrows, or 7 to 8 centimeters inside between the 2 eyebrows. Concentrate there. Feel the presence of God, presence of your soul between the 2 eyebrows, inside your head. Close your eyes. Breathe normally, but observe your breath. Just observe. The breath is going in, breath is coming out. Breath is going in, breath is coming out. Watch your breath with love. Now take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give love to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give love to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread love all around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread love all around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread love all around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give love to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread love all around you. Now take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Hold the breath. Holding the breath, bend forward as much as you can. Exhale. Normal breathing. Keeping your concentration in your soul center. About 2 to 3 inches inside your head, 7 to 8 centimeters inside your head, between the two eyebrows, near the pituitary gland. Concentrating there. Keep watching your breath. Breathe normally. Just keep observing your breath. Breath is going in, breath is coming out. Observe the breath with love. Soul center. Soul is love. God is love. Go in the inner chamber of your true self. Your soul is there. Feel that extreme calmness, peace. Listen to that calmness. Listen to that calmness inside. Extreme silence. Try to listen to that silence. Intently listen to that silence. From that silence, God is talking. Uninterrupted, continuous divine sound. Listen with love. Try to listen to the divine sound. God is talking through his divine sound. When we listen to the divine sound, we'll feel extreme peace and calmness. Restlessness will slowly go away. Now take slow, long, deep inhalation. Hold your breath. Holding the breath, slowly sit up and exhale. Now normal breathing. Keep your back straight. Breathe normally. Just observe your breath. Breath is going in. Breath is coming out. Watch your breath. Keeping your focus in the soul center. If you can go a little deeper, you can still hear the divine sound continuously coming from God. If you listen to the divine sound, see where the sound is coming from. Try to find the source with love. Now take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Give peace to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to others. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to other people. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace all around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace all around you. Now normal breathing. Breathing normally, with eyes closed. Keep your concentration in the soul center between the two eyebrows, inside your head. Go in that inner temple of silence, the inner chamber of your true self, extreme calmness, peace. Feel that. Feel that peace and calmness. Feel the love within. Intently listen. Any divine sound is coming. Try. Now slowly open your eyes. Keep a vacant, unfocused look. Feel that peace and calmness. Thank you all. God bless you all. I bow to the living power of God abiding within you all. Thank you.